Let's try to get a better shot.
A lot of pickup trucks already have 2 fuel tanks. The only difference is that this secondary fuel tank has a heater mechanism underneath it, so the fuel is heated. Now you can go to goldenfuels.com.
Goldenfuels.com.
And they will give you a play-by-play description on how to do this.
Okay.
They have kits manufactured for vehicles, but it's just as simple to do it yourself.
And your name is what?
Govinda.
Govinda. And is that a Native American name?
No, that's an Indian name. I taught yoga classes for years and years. When I got drafted for the Vietnam War as a conscientious objector, I got the Shivananda Yoga Society approved for alternative military service and taught yoga classes as my military obligation.
Well, I thank you for your interview.
We also have a wind generator inside.
Oh my goodness.
So that we can set that up and use wind. It's not set up right now, and we also have a wood stove so that we can keep ourselves warm in the winter.
So you're truly environmentally conscious, and you know, so many of our people in DC stands for dumb city, but then you know, what are you gonna do?
Or DC.
But anyway, I think dumb city's better, but you know, but
each their own.
You know, but you know, people say you can't do this, and you can't do that, and here's the proof. I think America needs to take a good look at that.
Not only that, we want to point out that we're looking at the solar panels, and we recognize that we're running a webcast radio station out of this bus using the sun, as well as an FM radio station. And the cost of the war at this point in Iraq is cost enough that every home in America could have solar panels on it as we speak right now. The cost is over $5,000 per family, and right now the whole energy crisis for home electricity could have been ended at this very moment by just using the vision of, rather than destroying a whole civilization, applying why did that problem ever come up in the first place, and actually finding solutions rather than paying off the power brokers. And the issues are more like that with prisons. You know, how much is it costing us for prison, rather than reforming the condition of our culture that's actually forcing this kind of action.
That's true.
So I think that we need to look at traditional knowledge, because traditional knowledge brings in community, social equity as being the discriminator rather than individual gain. The one thing we'd like to leave with you is that in traditional ways to live is to give, and that you're giving to your whole community. In the dominant culture, individual is taking, and that's live spelled backwards.
Yeah.
And what do we have when we spell live backwards? Evil.
I didn't want to say it, but you're right.
So that we'll leave you with that one.
Well, before we do, let's say goodnight, and let's get Jimbo back on, and maybe you two could stand together for a minute. And I think that there is one thing I'd like for both of you to say, but I'm going to shut this off and then tell you what I'd like you to say if you're willing to do it.
Okay, one of the things that I would like to say is that in the 12th century, they used to tell people that the earth is flat. And now they tell people that the sun rises and the sun sets. And I think it's important for people to realize that the sun will never move in your lifetime. And once you recognize that the sun is stationary, we begin to experience the earth spinning. Once we feel the earth spinning, we need to find the moon in our lives to find balance in our world. When we find balance in our world between the sun and the moon, we find ourselves breathing in the earth, recognizing both the feminine and the masculine within ourselves that we can recognize without and within all creation.
Well, those are certainly words of wisdom. And now we're going to ask Jimbo to add to that.
Well, all I can say is the spirit of the past will rise to claim the future. And that's what we're witnessing today when we see our young people coming and coming back to Mother Nature, coming back to those traditional ways, coming back to the real solutions and the real answers to the problems that we face today. It's here, still here in this planet, still amongst us. So I strongly believe that the spirit of the past will rise to claim the future. And that's what is happening today with our people.
Well, I certainly thank you for that interview. And just so that you know, I will be, and I want the audience to know this so that they know where to look for it. This will be eventually put on, most likely Humanity Matters. Will also be put on YouTube. And when we put it on YouTube, I will have it in 4 or 5 clips, because YouTube gives you a maximum of 10 minutes. But we will have that on there. And I'm going to shut the camera off. So good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I just want to also point out that I was with him one time, and 80 gallons of vegetable oil, we went 1,200 miles.
No, you did not.
Yes, we did.
Restate that for the record.
80 gallons of vegetable oil went 1,200 miles.
Mamma mia. And with that, I think I better shut the camera off, because Big Oil's going to hate my guy.